G'day guys, we're here today reviewing the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy, thanks to the team at Barton's Hyundai in Capalaba. So big shout out to them. Make sure you check them out if you are in Queensland and you want a great deal on a brand new Santa Fe. Kyle and the team there will make sure they look after you. They've been kind enough to give us exclusive upfront access of the new Santa Fe models. So we will actually be pumping out a few reviews in the coming weeks of all the model grades that we can get our hands on, to make sure that you guys have as much information as possible. So, without further ado, this is the earthy bronze matte finish that is available in the top spec calligraphy model. Now, this is one of two matte finishes that are available, the other one being a white, and they look absolutely stunning. The great thing about it as well is it's different and it stands out from the rest of the crowd because it's matte. Big thing with Hyundai and Genesis models that I've reviewed in the past, that obviously Genesis being part of the Hyundai family, their matte paint finish is actually really easy to maintain. So don't let the matte finish put you off any potential additional maintenance. They have designed it to be as user-friendly and livable as possible. So that's a big shout out to them there. Now, with the whole Santa Fe range, it's gone up in price. So you're almost at $10,000 more than the outgoing Santa Fe for an entry-level model, and that's due in part to a couple of the old spec vehicles no longer being available in the engine configuration. So the new Santa Fe is entirely hybrid, and it's powered by a hybrid electric petrol engine, giving you a very good fuel consumption rating of about 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The engine is very quiet, seamless, cuts in and out because we've been recording quite a bit here for filming. But on the highway, on city roads, it's smooth and it's quiet and it has plenty of power thanks to that addition of the electric motors driving the car. So it's made it really nice. Now, some changes to the car. You get this matte embossed or ingrained Hyundai badge that's sitting right there. Now that's a little bit different to the boisterous Hyundai badges in some of the other models. You have the black grille, you have the front camera, which is part of a 360-degree camera system. Plus you have these air shutter dams that actually open and close depending on how much air is needed for the engine. You have the bottom grille here, which is just a nice design, parking sensors, and these headlights and daytime running light combo, which give you a H design. So in the daytime, when you see it, you'll have a very clear H that carries across to a number of things in the car, which we'll show you as well. Outside of that, it's square, it's boxy, it's completely what the old Santa Fe is not. And that's actually quite good because it's increased a lot of the usable space inside the car. What's really interesting is it's getting very close to the sizing of the interior space of a Hyundai Palisade. So is that an indicator that the next Palisade will be bigger, or is this replacing the next Palisade? Speculation, who knows? Let's get on to the rest of the car. The calligraphy grade gives you massive 20-inch alloy wheels, and they are blacked out and look absolutely schmick in this combo. Black accents here, black around there, just goes hand in hand with this bronze finish, and it just looks absolutely spot on. On the wing mirrors, you're going to have cameras to give you that 360-degree picture. Big grab handles, making it easy to get in and out of the car. The one thing that has been interesting is seeing that there's no haptic sensor behind the actual handle. So you will have to push the little button there to get the car to unlock and lock. So it's just one of the little quirks compared to some other brands. This back door is very big, very square, and very wide, meaning you should be able to get your kids, family, friends, dogs, whatever, in and out really, really quickly and really, really easily without knocking anyone out of the way. So that's another great thing there. And a small hidden little feature is this here. So you actually have this hidden handle. So if you wanted to grab yourself up when you're loading on the roof and get back down nice and easily, you can do it very, very easily thanks to that hidden handle. So one of the cool things there from that side. This blacked out matte area here, you obviously have your normal glass just there, finishes off that back end, and you tape around to this nice clean design at the back. It is very square, it is very boxy. I'm still unsure whether I like it or whether I will put up with it. But how cool are these tail light designs as well? The tail lights themselves are a H that match the front as well. And obviously H for Hyundai, H for hybrid, however you want to match that. Hybrid badge, as all of these models are now hybrid. Very big, easy to view window. Plus, this little camera up here actually couples with the digital rear vision mirror that's inside. So you have a digital full display mirror inside. So if you do have kids, maybe luggage, whatever, blocking this back window, you'll still be able to see a very crisp and clear picture behind you, which is a fantastic feature that more and more cars are now coming with. Rear camera down here for your reversing and your 360, and it's an electronic tailgate, making it really, really easy to load things in, load things out. You can adjust the tailgate height as well, and there's so much space in there, which we'll show you shortly. But let's have a look at the inside, what the driver's compartment's like, and how comfortable you'll be as a parent lugging everyone around. Let's have a look. So with the doors, you're going to notice that you have this gorgeous soft touch material here. Smooth finish here that's textured and a little bit less harsh than the traditional plastics that you'd normally see there. Soft touch material at the top here, and you have a harder wearing plastic down here where everyone's going to get in and out. Both surround sound system in the Calligraphy models, and one of the big things that you pick up with Calligraphy is the premium Napa leather seating, and the Napa leather seating also has the little H's embossed in the actual leather. So that's a cool little pattern as well. You do have memory positions for the front two seats, which will position you basically to wherever you've set it. You have your power windows just here and your power mirror controls as you'd expect, plus your electronic child lock just here. So rather than having to get out of the car and into the back to release it all, it's all electronic for the back. Outside of that, mirrors do retract. So if you are in tighter spaces, which this car definitely will be a little bit snug in some parking bays, you're going to be nice and easily protected there. Plenty of storage for bottles, wallets, snacks, whatever you want down the bottom, and very easy to use big grab handles at the top there. Now, as you come through, one of the things that you'll notice is this little ambient light here, this one that crosses over to the other side. That is the H that you're seeing on the windows, on the headlights and on the tail lights and on the seats. So they've got this little H pattern going all over the car, left, right, and center. If you're a fan of Star Wars, it kind of looks like one of the ships that they have in Star Wars as well. Clearly, I'm not a fan of Star Wars, but my housemate makes me watch them all the time, so we'll see how we go. Outside of that, steering wheel, very nicely designed, very smooth, soft leather, and very clean and very straightforward. So audio on the right-hand side, it's a wheel adjustment now, which I absolutely love. You do have the indicators on the right with auto on and off headlights, as you'd expect for a top of the range model, and auto wipers and the wiper stalk on the left-hand side. Plus, the steering wheel is height and reach adjustable, making it very easy to find the perfect position for you. Seats have so many different options in comfort and style and position that you won't run out of ideas on how to use it. One of them is the recline function. So if you want to actually recline down, you can. This little base plate actually comes down and you can look up through your sunroof or moonroof if you really want to. Now, my question with that is that an early indicator that this car might at some point come fully electric? So stay tuned, who knows? Because the only other car that Hyundai does that with that I can think of off the top of my head is the Ioniq 5, which has a full recline leg rest. Outside of that, electronic park brake here on this side, light leveling here, tailgate release just over here, and you have your gear selector knob and stalk over here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this positioning of it because the way I get in and out of cars, I always end up knocking it, but it's not terrible to adapt to. You get used to it very quickly. It's the same place as Mercedes and other brands have had them in the past, so it's nothing unique there. You will get used to it. The one thing I do like about this one, it's very user-friendly. So you twist it forward, that puts it into drive. Twist it back, that puts it into reverse. So logically to how you're actually driving, that's how it works. Whereas I've had other ones where you tap it up to go into reverse, tap it down to go into drive, which made no sense. You push this down here and that will get it back into park. And aside from that, you have your driver attention warning now sitting on top of the steering wheel. This will beep or sing at you depending on your focus. So if you're not looking at the road and you're looking at your mobile phone, maybe you're falling asleep, it will give you a little bit of a reminder to get your eyes on the road or pull over and have a bit of a rest. Beautiful big digital displays, one for the driver information and one for the center infotainment area. The infotainment area does also come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you have a heads-up display at the top here as well, which is directly in front of you. And again, another fantastic feature there. The real magic though as a family is in the middle here. So come round, let me show you. Now, two phones. For you that either have two phones on the go, or maybe you're lucky enough to have found the love of your life and they ride shotgun with you. That means that you're going to have two wireless charging pads just here. These will connect up nice and easily and will give you charge indicators over here once they are charging. You also have two USB-C ports just here as well, making it super easy to charge your devices. Or if you're like me and still like to have your cable connected when you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can plug that in directly through here and switch and select that one there. Very deep, big cup holders. One thing I've noticed so far is they are very American. So if you have a Red Bull, it probably will move around a little bit. If you have a bigger Red Bull, you might have a heart attack, but your can won't move around quite as much. They do have grippy little teeth in here to make sure that cups like McDonald's cups, everything will be all good here. And one of the other cool features up here is you have this little charging pad and sanitization device. So once that closes down there, pop that in there, and you press the UVC sanitizing feature just here. That will now run its cycle to sanitize whatever's in there, and once it's ready, it will let you know. You're probably thinking, as a phone, why would you need that? For a phone, probably not. But if you have a kid and they've dropped their bottle, maybe they've dropped their pacifier, and you just want to make sure that it's a little bit clean, you can just chuck it in there, do a quick sanitization. Once it's done, it will let you know, and you pull it out, and off you go. So it is a very handy feature for parents. If you are a little bit conscious around, keeping things clean, or you're a bit of a germaphobe, could also be a heaven sent feature for you. If not, it's just really good storage in there. Other than that, there's a little pad here which is rubberized and will stop things from sliding around. So if you have other devices, it is actually quite deep that you could fit anything in. And a glove box that's here. And one of the cool things with this glove box is when you open it up, it's actually sprung so that it's not just going to slam down on your knees. It's actually a nice gentle opening and closing function. So a lot of attention to detail has been put into this car to make it feel incredibly premium, and that is 100% what you get. There's no really creaks or rattles or anything. Everything seems to be really solidly attached. And with this here, you get a massive storage here, armrest, everything, Red Bull that you're gonna have loose, but you have everything possible in here. So it's a very usable feature and function area. Down here, you have a little bit of space and storage. So if you want, as a mum, to chuck your purse or chuck your handbag, whatever, you could get it down there. As a dad, if you want to chuck your wallet, keys, whatever, all down there. Nice and easy and out of the way as well. So that's a cool little thing as well. Now, the back space of the Hyundai Santa Fe is absolutely spectacular as a parent. So you can opt to have these captain's arms chair set up, which means that you're going to inevitably end up with a 6-seater instead of a 7-seater. But you're going to have really comfortable seating. You're going to have this little courtesy open blind that covers up the sun. If you've got a young newborn or whatever and you don't want sun going onto their face, instead of having those big sheets of blanket that are rattling all over the place, you can just have that. The other cool thing as well, little map lights, massive panoramic sunroof up here that just allows for a lot of light to come in. These little shopping bag hooks all over the place, which make it super handy if you do have groceries and you don't want to have them rolling around in the back. That H pattern that I mentioned before is there. A little bit of storage down here, plus your charging outlets on both of these sides down here. This glove box actually goes both ways, so you can actually grab drinks or whatever else you have in storage from there. And you also have this big tray down here. So if you want, I don't know, as a parent, if you want to have cookies, maybe the off milk that makes the car smell like off milk, you can have all of that in the storage compartment nice and easily. Outside of that, seating, very comfortable. They are electric seats as well, so your backrest and adjustment is all electric to make it very comfortable for you. But to slide it backwards and forwards, that is all still a manual function. So you will have to just find that position there for you. And very comfortable as a passenger if you just wanted to recline and just have a look at the stars and be on your way. It would be a very comfortable back seat area. True magic though is in the back. And what I mean by that is you'll see that there's two ISOFIX points just here. So both of these seats have ISOFIX. So if you have child seats, they're going to be nice and easily adjusted for. If you're needing to use the top tethers, they're directly behind these seats, so you're not going to lose out any load space. And if you need to get into the back, because there's no middle seat, you can kind of get in there from either direction and make it a pretty easy place to be. And the third row is actually surprisingly comfortable. Plenty of space and a decent setup. If you wanted to have this backrest down a little bit more, you can tilt it down a little bit more if you wanted to. That's all manual, so you can kind of have a bit more comfort. You do have plenty of headroom as well, so if you're an adult, you're not going to be too uncomfortable in the third row, which is actually quite good considering the previous Santa Fe was a little bit tight in the back. They've been very good at keeping this just 2 seats in the back instead of making it a 3-row bench. Cup holders, both through here. Aircon vents directly here to keep you nice and cool. You actually have your air conditioning controls directly here as well, so the third row gets to control their own aircon. And outside of that, you have charging ports as well. So you're going to be really, really comfortable in the third row of this car. And that's actually a really big thing for the Santa Fe because it now takes it into another category when competing as an option. Maybe you don't want a people mover, maybe you don't want a larger SUV. This is actually going to be pretty good for most families wanting a bit of a combination of both. And the other big thing is ISOFIX points are available in the third row. So if you have families, friends, grandparents, whatever, that come and visit and they need these seats, you can still tether your kids into the back here using the ISOFIX points. And on the back of the actual seat, you'll still be able to do the top tether for the strap to keep them nice and safe and compliant. So that's 4 top tether and ISOFIX seat points in this car. So all 4 of the back seats you can chuck your kids in. Or if you've been super unlucky, you might have 4 capsules to chuck in at the same time. So let's check out the boot space. Moving to the rear, you're probably wondering, what happened to the windscreen wiper? It's actually tucked away neatly up here. So when it's activated, it swishes up and down, left to right, whatever, from the top. Tailgate, automatic electronic tailgate, makes it super easy to get in and out of the car as we showed you earlier. And this is actually the boot space that you're going to have if the person in the back is reclined the whole way. You're still going to be able to fit a stroller or a pram plus some shopping. If they're a bit more reasonable and you have them sitting a little bit more upright, which was still a comfortable position, you're going to have a decent amount of space still. So if I go to get in, you actually have a decent amount of space in here. So that's not too bad. Plus down here, you have all your tool kits and everything like that, so you're not going to be in the way for grabbing any of this stuff, including your jack. And if you want to move these seats to fold flat, you can either do it this way, plus if you then want to drop these seats to make it go the whole way flat completely, you actually have these buttons on the side that will do that for you as well. So plenty of space and plenty of flexibility to actually make this car yours. Once again, that H pattern is repeated up here, and it just continues to be this little Easter egg that pops up everywhere. 12-volt outlet just on the back here as well, so if you do go camping and you want to charge your devices or you want to carry a small little portable fridge, you can have that in there charging as well. Plus cargo tie-down hooks just on the sides here to stop anything from rolling around when those back seats are down. So there you have it, guys. That is the Santa Fe Calligraphy. We'll bring you other models of the Santa Fe very, very shortly. Let me know in the comments what you want to know, what you think about the car, if there's any questions you have. So far, the drive has been absolutely fantastic. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's quiet. Basically everything that you get out of an electric or a hybrid car, with still a decent amount of power, given that it's a very fuel efficient engine. And once again, very, very large and generous amount of space inside. The Calligraphy model has not gone up by about 10 grand like the base entry level Santa Fe range. It's only about $5,000 to $6,000 more over the previous model, but you definitely get a lot of additional value compared to the previous spec. So go check it out, have a drive of it. If you're in Queensland, go speak to the guys at Barton's Hyundai in Capalaba. And until next time, thanks for watching, follow the channel, we'll get you more cars as soon as we can.